Good morning, 9th graders and 10th graders. I'm here to talk a little bit about the pre-ACT secure exam that 9th and 10th graders will all take on Wednesday, April 9th. That's the Wednesday right after we get back from spring break. So believe it or not, it is right around the corner. Let's talk a little bit about why the pre-ACT secure is an important exam and why you want to give your best effort on the pre-ACT exam. First of all, it's aligned to the ACT and college and career readiness standards, and so it's excellent preparation for the ACT, which all juniors will take. The structure of the test as well as the skills that it tests are aligned to the ACT and make it a very predictive test of how well you will do on the ACT. So excellent opportunity to gauge your grade level skills as you get your scores back from the pre-ACT secure. Both the pre-ACT as well as the ACT are excellent practice for future time tests and future standardized tests that you may have to take in life. And that would include a GRE, which is for graduate school, your LSAT, which would be for law school, your DAT, which would be for dental school. Any trade or union aptitude test that you would have to take is often standardized tests as well as a time test. Placement exams, if you're going to, whether it's a 2-year technical school or a 4-year university, placement tests are also standardized and timed. So it's an excellent opportunity to practice those skills for situations that you may encounter after you leave high school. The schedule for Wednesday, April 9th, pretty straightforward here. We have the pre-ACT from 8:15 until 11:50, and then we run those shortened periods in the afternoon for your B schedule. Pre-ACT structure. What am I getting into, you might ask, with this exam? It's important to know the structure. Very quickly, there are 4 multiple choice sections: English, math, reading, and science. Each of those sections have a time allotment as well as the number of questions, and you can see them here, how they break down. It's important to look at the number of questions and the minutes you get per question, or the minutes that you get to complete the section, so that you can think about your pacing and how many minutes you can spend on each question approximately. Some basic tips as you go through the pre-ACT. You should answer every question. It's better to fill in your best answer, even if you're not sure. Better to fill in your best guess as opposed to leaving it blank. If you get stuck, move on. Pacing is important, so use that 60 to 90 second guide as a range when you know it's time to move on. If you've spent 60 to 90 seconds on a problem and you're still stuck, it's an opportunity to move on to the next one. Maybe come back to that if you have an opportunity at the end. It is multiple choice, so using the process of elimination is important. You will likely see answers that you know are not correct, so eliminating those, narrowing your focus onto the ones that have an opportunity to be correct is important. Finally, you may have time left at the end. Use that time wisely. Check over your work. Go back to problems you may have struggled with. Give those another effort at the end. Pre-ACT procedures. We want to make sure that we are on time. It is an 8:15 start time for the pre-ACT, so please be in your seats by 8 a.m., ready to go and prepared to take that exam. Things that you should bring. Do bring your school-issued Chromebook fully charged. Very important that you bring that, and it is fully charged. We need a photo ID, so driver's license or student ID, passport, if you'd like to use a passport. Pen or pencil. Calculator is optional, as designated by ACT. We'll take a look at some calculators that are available, or I should say prohibited, on this page here. I'll pause there for just a moment. These are calculators that are prohibited on the pre-ACT and ACT. Here's what not to bring, importantly. Cell phone. Shouldn't have our cell phone, not even at break can we look at our cell phone. So cell phone in our locker or left home that day. An electronic watch is also not permitted. Regular old school watch with a ticker in hands would be okay, but not an electronic watch. And a water bottle for break time only. Some tips, planning ahead, check for your testing room by the counseling office. Be aware of your sleeping pattern coming off spring break. We want to be in our normal sleeping pattern so that we are awake and alert that morning for the pre-ACT. Eating healthy going into that test. Laying everything out the night before is important. We need to be here, we need to make sure that we're on time, so calculator, pencils, Chromebook charger, all those things laid out, what we're going to wear so that we get up and we are ready to go the morning of the exam. Just an excellent habit to be in for any big day. Plan your departure time. You may have to move up your departure time compared to other days coming to school. And finally, stay in your routine. If you eat a big breakfast every day, eat a big breakfast that day. If you eat a small breakfast each day and you feel great throughout the morning, well then stay with that routine. Finally, this is information that you'll encounter. This information that you'll encounter is information you've been studying for the last 8, 9, 10 years. And so it's a fun and excellent opportunity for you to exercise your brain, go back and retrieve some of that information and show what you know on the exam. Have a great day, Silver Eagles, and do your best on the pre-ACT.